Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for inviting me here. जैसे कि आपने देखा बहुत ही प्यारा डांस किया अभी सारे गर्ल्स ने एंड इट वाज लवली टू वॉच देम they have been rehearsing it since 1 week now and it's very nice putting efforts like since a month or something and beautiful to see them after the class there's going to be a nice drama also so we'll love to enjoy that and yes so I am really happy to see so many young girls right now, and today's topic is true jewels of a woman. So we'll start, and I would love to have an interactive conversation with all of y'all, like a friend, like a Sakhi. So please feel free to ask any question y'all want related to spirituality, my journey, and I would want you all to start your spiritual journeys. And if you all had already started, I want you all to fasten the journey, the process towards the Lord. And yes, so excited to really have this conversation with you all. So yeah, let's start. ॐ अज्ञानातिमिनान्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जलाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमतिभक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. So today's topic is true jewels of a woman. It's such a big privilege to be a woman. I mean, it's amazing what she can do. And do you know what is her true jewel? Can anybody tell me? Some might say it's her beauty. Some might say it's her education qualification. Some might say, it's her status, wealth. But I feel her true beauty is to surrender and towards the Lord, her chastity towards the Lord, her loyalty towards her Lord, and the services she offers to the Lord. You know, there are in this mission, Prabhupada's mission, so many Matajis are there who have served selflessly in this mission, may it be cooking seva, may it be preaching, and the strength she gives, she has in this mission, the importance she has, it's commendable, you know. So I feel the services she gives to her Guru Dev and to the Lord, that's her true jewel. And the bhakti coins which we have talked about in the last lecture, bhakti coins by serving, by doing so much of seva, that's her true jewel. You know, there is imitation jewelry which looks exactly like the real gold jewelry, in the market. You've seen so many similar jewelries, but the imitation jewelry, it fades out or deteriorates in few months, correct? But the two true jewels which are there, it passes on to the next generations, You've seen our grandmother's jewelry passing on to the mother and mother to the daughter, and that's the true jewel, that's the true wealth, which is her bhakti, which is her chastity, which is her pure intentions. What a woman can do, no one can do. Once she decides that, her pure intentions, her chastity towards someone, her purity, that gives her so much strength. And that's the real wealth which the bhakti coins, which passes on to the next generations also. And the previous generations, uh, the line which is there, it passes on to the next generation, the children and our grandparents. So that's the true jewel which we are going to talk about today. And I feel I used to think that when I was young, I started my Krishna consciousness journey when I was 8 years old. I started attending temple programs with my parents and everything. And when I was more serious about it, before leaving like my show, and that time I used to think that Prabhupada used to say that give one life, entire life to the Lord, to Krishna, serving Him, thinking about Him, because we've wasted so many births just enjoying this material world and forgetting about the spiritual world, that we've forgotten the Lord. He was there every birth since the start of our soul's journey, and we've forgotten His love. So Prabhupada said that just one birth, just remember Him and give the entire birth to Krishna. So I used to think that, if we have to give, and there are Prabhujis who stay brahmacharis, and why can't, I also not get married? And that thought had come. I wanted to get married since I was young, and I was very excited, but I thought that, why can't we, not get married and stay a brahmacharini? And that's not a thing, but yeah, then I heard Prabhupada's lecture. He said all Matajis should get married, and Prabhujis should stay brahmachari. And that's an ironical statement, but it's there. He had a deep meaning to it. And I realized that what I can get out of marriage, and what services I can get after marriage. The biggest answer I got is we have the best opportunity, the best thing no one can do is to sustain life within us, and give so much to that soul. And not just after the child is born, before it is born also. We can give so much of nourishment physically, mentally to that child, and that's the biggest blessing we get as Mataji. And I thought, God has given this blessing He has made us a medium to serve that soul, or make that soul's spiritual journey, or continue that soul's spiritual journey, and we are the medium. Matajis are the medium for it. So I feel whenever motherhood is there, we can just nourish the child, not just after the child is born, but before. We can give the sanskaras, whatever we listen, whatever we eat is going to the child. And he's not just our child, we forget that he's a part and parcel of the Lord also. So, and we help that soul continue its spiritual journey and go back to Godhead. So we are a medium. Matajis are the biggest medium, and this is the biggest serving I ever thought I could get from marriage. And of course there are advantages like serving your Prabhu, serving your deities, serving Vaishnavas. That's the biggest, I can say, the blessing you can get from the Lord. But yeah, then after that, then I was like, okay, I'm pro-marriage. Then yeah, okay, fine, let's think about marriage. But this was the thing which I used to think that why, Mataji, what can she get? So I feel what we can give to the children, next generations to come, that's the true jewel. And we should continue giving that true jewel, passing on that true jewelry to the next generations to come, As our mothers have passed it on to us, we should pass it on to the next generations, and they can pass it on to the next. So I feel that true jewel is our bhakti coins, our services, So as Matajis, as young girls, it's very important to understand that this is the biggest blessing y'all can get, and I would want each girl out here to uh, just take it seriously and, pass it on to the next generations which are there, which is, nowadays it's a little difficult in Kali Yuga, but we can try our best together by serving the Lord and Vaishnavas and our Guru. So, yeah, I feel today's topic I want to discuss about different jewels of a woman. First jewel I want to say is, have you heard about Sindhutai Sabkal? Yes, how compassionate she was. Her husband, he just kicked her out of the house, and she started serving everyone. And I heard it from my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Rananath Maharaj, and how compassionate she was. What a woman can do, no other person can do. When she's born, she's called a Mataji. She's called a Mataji in ISKCON. Why? Because not just in ISKCON, but she's called a Mataji because she's full of compassion. A mother is full of love, compassion, kindness, the amount of tolerance she can have, the amount of adjustments she can do for her family, for her children. That's how God has made us. That's how girls are made. Once she decides to be chaste to someone, she does it till her last breath. She is a ocean of love. So how Sindhutai Sabkal, her husband, when he returned to her when she was doing well and serving so many other people, he was like, can you accept me, again? And she's like, of course I can accept you, but not as my husband, as my son, and I'll be your mother. And with such ease, she just took it, after going through so much of hardships. And that person was, he kicked her out and she just forgave him. This shows that a woman can forgive so much, and with such ease she did it. So this compassion is like, you can't, no one else can do it. That's how God has made us. And I feel, yes. So yes, so this was the thing, one example I wanted to give you all. One more thing I want to say about is, I feel when Draupadi's example I want you all to get is when, her kids were killed, and she was asked, her husbands came to her and asked that, whether we'll go and take revenge. And she was like, she being a mother, she didn't want someone else to feel the same, sadness, or, what a mother can feel. And she just, out of compassion, just forgave the person who just killed her 5 children. And that's the example I wanted you all to have, that a woman puts someone else's needs before her needs, and she not just does it that time, but since her birth, when she's raised with parents, such loving parents, she cares about them, she loves them so much, she gives them so much of love, affection. And once, she's 25, 26, 21 to 30, she's going to a different family, she has to change her entire lifestyle, adjust, her parents, she gets a new identity, which is her husband's. And still, her family's changed, she accepts them, she keeps them before her, her needs. And I can't even imagine what change she goes through when it's marriage, what change she has to go through, because having new parents and not forgetting them also, she has a responsibility to her birth parents also and her new parents also. So what she goes through is commendable. One more example I wanted to give you all about courage is Hirkani. She was, she was in Raigad. The gates were closed of the Gad, and her child was crying when the child was away from her. The gates were closed. She couldn't get out of the Gad, and what that woman did is, just for her child is alone, like in the house, she just came down a very steep, narrow, a route from the Gad. She just took and made some arrangements, and she just came down, not thinking about her life, and she just came and just to serve her child. She didn't think of anything else, not herself. So that's what I want to tell you all, that a woman is made in such a way. It's such a big privilege that we are a woman born as a girl child. And we just give. We don't, ask anything in return. It's just love and respect we ask for, nothing else. And we can surrender till our last breath. We can keep thinking about everyone else's needs before us. That's how a mother, that's how a woman is, I want to talk about courage. One more point I want to say is courage and love, you can say, is about Kunti Maharani. She has gone through so much of hardships in her life, not just after marriage, before marriage also. She had to give up her son just for the father's name, reputation, respect. She thought about her father before her marriage, and after her marriage about her husband. She was a princess, and she had to go to one with her husband, and she did it with such ease, for her husband, for her love. That's how chaste she was to her husband, and that's the very beautiful example I wanted to give you all, that not just with her husband, with her children also, she had to face so much of hindrances and difficulties in life, and she did it. One more thing I want to say about her is that she asked for troubles in her life just to get close to the Lord, just to get close to Krishna. She used to pray to the Lord that, please, Lord, give me difficulties and give me problems so that I can remember you in hard times, and, I can get close to you. You're always in my mind, on my mind, and I'm always Krishna conscious. When I am in troubles, I remember you. Then, all these examples, they are divine souls. We can't, like Gurudev says, we can't imitate them, but we can just learn from these stories. These are not stories, these are stories which are meant to get a lesson from, So I can't even imagine, like, anyone in this room, we can just pray to the Lord. Have you all ever prayed to the Lord, please give me problems. Please, I want problems so that I can just remember you. We can't think. Like, our soul is only Sachitanand. We want happiness, right? We always look towards happiness. And when we are in a sad zone, we just remember the Lord. That's why in this material world, why there are so much of difficulties and problems. Of course, there are happy times as well, but difficulties as in the Lord is always remembering you, but you forget to remember the Lord. That's why he has to just give you a knock, and then you all just like keep going to him, right? So that's the divine soul, what Kunti Maharani was, and we can't even think of doing that, but we can learn from that. We can always remember the Lord, try remembering him even in happy times. Little things. Oh, okay, today this happened. We go and go to our parents and tell them. We go to our friends and tell them. We go to our husbands. instead of that, just remembering him first and just letting him know, and then going to our relatives and, doing this. So little things, little gestures we can do to the Lord. He's present, he's there. We just keep forgetting that, because you just don't understand that his physical appearance is there, and like the deities are non-different from the Lord. You just don't understand that. But if we do small gestures, he can reveal himself to us, and very soon we can go back to Godhead, where our true home is. So yeah, this example I wanted to share with y'all. Then one, I want to talk about chastity. I feel a woman is physically weak than a man. Man has a lot of strength, we all agree. And fine, a woman is mentally strong, but, compared to the man, we are mentally more strong in all terms. That's how Prakriti is created, like Purush and Prakriti. That's how Lord has made us. If they have the strength, physical strength, we have the mental strength. So I feel what gives us that mental strength is our purity and our chastity. The purity we have, the chastity we have. In this Kalyug, we have forgotten that, how to be chaste to a Prabhu before marriage also, and think just about someone, since that's how we're made. Like, we should just be like chaste to one person. But I wanted to give you all the example of how Rukmini Devi, she was chaste to the Lord Krishna. And before marriage, it's such a beautiful story that she had heard about Lord Krishna since her young age, and just imagined him as her husband, and wrote letters and wanted to marry him. And then the Lord reciprocated, and beautiful story of Rukmini Viva. But I wanted to tell you all how chaste she was even before marriage, just thinking about someone. And I feel if you just surrender to one Prabhu, you will not even think of someone else in your mind. That's how a woman is made, and that's how she's there. Like, till her last breath, she won't even think of someone else, and she won't even marry someone else, I feel. So yeah, that about Rukmini, I wanted to say that it was such a beautiful thing which she did, that just by listening to someone's stories, I mean, of course, the Lord is all beautiful, and just by listening to that, she was chaste to the Lord, And one more example I wanted to say about Sita Ma, how chaste she was with Ramji after marriage also. With such difficulty, she just went, with him, and she was a princess again, and with such love and respect she was brought up. With such love and respect she was given at her parents' house. After marriage, she was asked not to go to Vanvas with Ramji, just because she was so delicate, and she's never seen hardships. But she just went with her husband, because marriage is not about just being with someone with good times. At good times, you have to go through all the ups and the downs, lows and the downs. You have to be with that person, and that's how she went with Ramji, and that's how after, Ravana took her, she was chaste to the Lord again, So all this purity, all this chastity, that gives a woman so much strength. Even Gandhari, you can say, she was chaste to her husband even before marriage. She was like, if he can't see, my husband is not able to see, even I won't see. That's why she put a blindfold. And she gathered so much of strength by just that one decision, by that pure decision. She gathered so much of strength. And then later on, when the war was going on, she had the ability to save her son. Just by removing that, her eyes had so much strength that she could turn her son's body into a vajra, and that's how the strength she gathered, by her pure intentions, by her chastity, That's how a woman is made, and we are forgetting it every day, and we're forgetting it every day with our social media, our so many things which are there. We can just pray to the Lord that keep us and save us, and just keep our pure intentions intact. And that's how a woman should be. And yeah, so these examples are not just, as I said, just there. We have to all learn from it. So next, I wanted to say about, how a woman does multitasking, which is her biggest, I feel, greatest advantage all uh, of us have. Like, we've seen our mothers, they work at home, they've been housewives. Some working women go out and even manages house. And I don't know if you all seen that image when a woman is there standing with like 4 arms. You all have seen it, right? And one, she's chanting, she's holding a child, she's reading Gita, she's cooking, she is maybe if she's a working woman, she goes out and work. So this multitasking ability which women have is commendable, and it's what we have been blessed with. So we can, if we decide to do something, we do it. We just adjust, we just sacrifice everything and keep doing it for our family, for our children, for our parents. And we do it till our last breath, not just ki karna hai, isliye karna hai, but we do it with happy intentions, and happily we just surrender. I've never seen my mother complain, even at night I want something. She just cooks for me, whenever I need her. She does it with such, like, gracefully she does it, and with such a smile on her face. She is happy to serve. That's how a girl child is made. That's how God has created us. So it's such a beautiful thing that we can do so much for our families, for Prabhupada's mission. And I feel the quality, one more quality we have is about Annapurna Devi, which is cooking. And we all cook and serve our families and love to do it. Like, even the Matajis who work in the deity kitchen, I have gone with Purna Shakti Mataji. She's my mother. And I have been there. The amount of efforts that's needed, cutting, maybe chopping, maybe cooking. It's we just forget to just appreciate these small things. We just say that, Arey, she's a Mataji, she's supposed to do it. Yeah, fine, but the amount of efforts which are needed should be appreciated, and it's commendable how they do it. I remember I had gone to Brahmotsav to Radha Gopinath temple, and they had shown a video out there how Matajis had cooked in Gopinath temple since so many years, and every Mataji talking about the experiences, the efforts they put in every day to cook for the deities, maybe morning, Raj Bhog, every Sandhya Bhog. And they shared a story where once they had to prepare 2 bhogas, Raj Bhoga maybe, and they prepared all the dishes, lovely dishes for the Lord, and they were all packed. Both of the tiffins, one was supposed to stay and one was supposed to go to Jagannath Ji. So both the tiffins were taken away, and they were looking, where is Gopinath Ji's bhog, They took it away. And everyone is like, oh, we have to offer it. But they had already taken it away, so Matajis had to again prepare the entire, so many dishes again, they prepared with such unity, strength. Once she decides to do it, she will do it, for the Lord, for her family, for Vaishnavas. And they, like, the bhoga was there, like, on time at the altar. And Gopinathji enjoyed it. So it was such a beautiful story we all heard in that video. And all Matajis, with such innocence, grace, they spoke in that video. And it was beautiful to hear. So yeah, I feel one more example for cooking I want to give is Radharani was blessed. Like, Radharani was blessed with Durvasa Muni's, blessing that she could, whatever she cooks, and whoever eats it, no one will fall sick. So that's why Yashoda Maya, being a mother, she wanted her child, Shri Krishna, to eat the food prepared by Radharani and not to fall sick ever. And that's why she used to call Radharani from Barsana, and she used to cook, and they used to serve Shri Krishna. So that's Yashoda Mai and Radharani's example I wanted to give. And Radharani has also said that she never repeats her dishes, That's how talented she is. And we can learn from all these great women I gave examples about. And we can just learn and try to, just in this Kali Yuga, just put it in ourselves, not forget our roots. It's just that as a woman, we are just forgetting our roots every single day. And we are not sticking to it. But I feel with such how she's made, how the crux is, compassion, kindness, love, affection, we can just pass it on, these true jewels, to the next generations, as I said, and that's how it should be. One more example I can say is about selfless love, a woman has. When, I don't know if you have heard about Lord Krishna's headache story. Shri Krishna had a headache once, and he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? And everyone, all the demigods were so much like, they were hustled here and there. Oh my God, Krishna has, Shri Krishna has headache, what to do? And they got to know, they went to the, health minister, the god's, this thing, doctor, and then they asked, he's like, even he doesn't have the cure for Supreme Personality of Godhead's headache. What is the cure? The cure was that the Lord can get relief by his devotees, the dust of their lotus feet. So now they were like, they went to all demigods saying, can I just have the dust, give relief. So they were like, no, how can we give our dust of the lotus feet? The Lord, if we put that, we'll rot in hell. We have to go eternally to hell, And what to do? No one was ready to give. And, they went to gopis. And gopis' love for Krishna is the purest love, the purest selfless love. And you know what they said? They said that even if my Lord gets 1 second relief from that pain, from that headache, we are ready to rot in hell eternally. Eternally we can go there, And then they gave that dust of their lotus feet and then, go. This is the amount of selfless love a woman can have. Gopis are the ultimate example of love to the Lord, towards the Lord. And I feel it's the best example I could have given today. This was such a beautiful example I could give. So I just wanted these examples today so that we can just learn and not imitate them, like Gurudev says, but just learn and keep it in our heads that what we can do as Madajis is no other person can do. We have so much of strength, mental strength, that we can go through so much of hardships and keep ourselves intact, grounded, and still serve with happy faces every day. That's how she's made, that's how a mother is made, wife is made, sister is made, friend is made, So have you all ever seen, there are so many divorces going on in this material world, splits going on, but a woman can handle a child even being a single mother. Many times it happens that she doesn't even remarry. She is solo the entire, but a man always requires some strength, some woman, he needs that emotional support from a woman. And that's how God has created us. We are, the backbone of the family, the strength of the family. And it's by the chastity, the purity, the pure intentions we have, and we keep ourselves pure, that gives us that strength to be so much loving, caring. So that's what we all young girls should understand. Purity and chastity is the most important thing a woman can have, and we can just keep that intact and keep that in our mind every single day of our lives. When we are going out also in this Kali Yuga, it's difficult nowadays, but we can just pray to the Lord, and we have so many examples with us. We can just learn from them, keep that in the mind. And yeah, that's what I wanted to speak to you all about today, which we did. And I feel whatever questions you all have about the true jewels or spiritual journeys or bhakti coins and how services Matajis do, how many services they do in the Prabhupada's mission by serving this mission is commendable. And there are so many examples at Prabhupada's time also, Matajis used to cook for Prabhupada, and it was commendable. So I feel we can go ahead with the question answer round, and I want you all to ask as many questions as you all want, and I will try to answer them with lots of love and yeah. So can we have questions for today? Just feel free to ask anything. And Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
As you said, the true jewels of women is her surrender, her love, and her bhakti. But nowadays, women are also working equally with men, and somehow in this material world, they have forgotten their quality and the benediction that they have got. They can love everybody with this love. Like you gave the example of Sindhutai Sabkal, that she said to that man that she could not be her wife, but she could be his mother. So how we can reawaken that love and that purity in our heart? And the other thing is, like, you have been in acting field, and like how you did handle that you choose Krishna, and how you make sure that you was always the love inside you is always there, and it's never get dry, and how you make that you're really alive from inside, being in very drastic things, and there is so many material things going around. How you handled yourself, like how you managed, like you have been working there with so many people. So it's a very different thing that we are going out of our zone, what we have prescribed by Krishna, that to just love him all the time, but we are doing something else. So that's making us choose something we don't have to do. But of course we have to change ourselves with the world. So how we can make sure that we be what we are?
Yes, thank you for the question, and beautiful question. Yes, when I was in the industry, of course, I faced a lot of hurdles, and there were people which always want to pull you down, but maintaining your chastity, your purity. If, of course, like I said, in this Kali Yuga, it's difficult, but we have to keep on going, and I feel what gave me strength is the Lord. I have never taken a credit to myself, even it may be leaving the industry. I've just given the credit to the Lord, because like I said in last video also, not a leaf also in this world moves without his permission, He gives us the intelligence, he drives the intelligence, he gives us the intelligence to, of course there is free will, but he gives us the intelligence to take a right decision. There are decisions we have to make in right and wrong, it's very easy, but there are decisions we have to make in right and right, which is difficult, and he gives us the intelligence to do it. So I've never taken a credit that I did something, He has given me the intelligence to do it, and giving the intelligence to keep myself chaste, keep myself pure. And there have been difficult times in the industry also, but I never forget that every second he was there, just keeping my head like this and focusing on the goal of life, which is there. Or smallest wrong decision can just make our life, like literally make our life upside and down, and it'll give us so much of regret in life. So I feel I thank him every day, and thanking him is so less, It's not just this birth, he has made me take right decisions, but it's been so many different births that it's been carry forwarding every birth, and that's why what I am, where I am, is because of him. Because he has given me the intelligence, and why and how that comes is through our sadhana. It's through your services to your Gurudev, to Vaishnavas. Vaishnav Seva is the biggest blessing you can ever get. Vaishnav association, It's such a big blessing. I cannot tell you all the association I had earlier in that industry, and now it's way apart, way apart. I'm so much happier. There are pure intentions. When a Vaishnav association, you get Vaishnav association, everyone wants you all to grow in life, not pull you down. But whereas in there, it was the opposite, So the association you get, it reminds you of your goal every single day. It's difficult to be Krishna conscious every second in life, but because of the devotee associations you get, Vaishnava association by services, you start getting pure from within. You start feeling that this is not right, this is Maya, this is, Maya's meaning is only which is not, it's illusion. Everything in this world is like illusion. But once you start chanting, once you start serving the Lord, you get that pure intuition to choose what is right and to stay away from things. The Lord only starts cutting off things from your life which is not required and which is going to pull you down from the goal of your life. So he just does everything, and you just have to show him that you love him, He just needs love, nothing else. Lord is just love. And his love for us is so selfless that he doesn't ask for anything. He just keeps us loving. He doesn't even asks for anything. What we can do is just serve him, love him, and that gives us the strength to choose wisely. Do our sadhanas, do our 16 rounds, do our services, and manage everything. So yeah, that's the strength we can get. Any other question?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, first of all, you are looking so pretty today in this attire. Actually, I would tell you the background. I am not a frequent TV watcher, लेकिन घर में अनुपमा चलता रहता था. And in mid of the week, when I fortunately see the show, I used to ask my bhabhi, इसमें वो नंदिनी आती थी, वो क्यों नहीं आ रही? तो she said, पता नहीं वो चली गई. So I thought, okay, might be हो गया होगा. फिर then I got to know on Chetana group. You gave some lectures for girls previously, so I was shocked that my thought process, maybe with my little knowledge, what I thought, you had a wonderful career. As you now said, you were in Krishna consciousness since your childhood. Like, yeah, we too also are blessed with some kind of association. So you always had a choice to pursue a good career. You were doing phenomenal in your acting career. You could have been doing Krishna consciousness in it also, but there might be some moment that made you decide that no, this is not what I want. Because yeah, even we are professionals, we sometimes realize, yeah, this is Maya. We are just running behind money, temporary happiness, luxuries, but this is real bliss. We also come to know this. But what made you, that moment, what made you decide that no, I am done with this now. I want to go in depth on my spiritual journey. That would be a big decision, I feel. So I want to know the motivation behind taking that decision.
Yes, thank you for your question. Beautiful question. Yes, of course. When I was working there, it was difficult in a different phase because the way you've been brought up, my parents are very traditional. The way they've given me samskaras is very different. The values, the roots are very different from the people which I was working with. Of course, they're lovely people, but it's always a difference between a devotee and working people you're with. But yeah, there were incidents which made me realize that I am not this kind of a person, the way I have been brought up. And the industry, like, there are people who want to just pull you down, envious people, double-faced people, and it's difficult to just be there. And even, there's a discussion about something, it's a sin to even just be in a discussion where, you're gossiping something or just saying something behind someone's back. It's not how we are, and that was not my route. And I was always away from such incidents and people, and still I am, may it be my relatives also. I don't like to just be there just talking about something which is not necessary. I know that the fact is, being a devotee, not just being a devotee, we should just be talking about the Lord, which is not possible every second, but we can at least try to do it. But it's baseless just to sit there and just to talk about someone and unnecessary just blabber something and waste our time, our precious times, and every second the time is ticking. When I met my Gurudev, it was such a beautiful meeting. I remember he showing me there was a Krishna deity, Krishna standing deity like this, and a wall clock there behind. And I remember telling him that, see, every second is passing. Every second is passing, and Krishna is eagerly waiting for us, And that line just made me, he's Gurudev, he knows everything. And I can just, I got goosebumps, and it was beautiful. So I feel I'm not that kind of a person who will just sit there and just enjoy a gossip, which is very, very a big sin. And that atmosphere, that every day going through that was not good. And I remember I used to cry to Krishna every day that time that I can't do it anymore. And you have to be very careful in what you ask for, because he gives you what you ask for. And yeah, of course, I was fed up and sad and depressed, because that's not how our soul is, right? That's our soul is very different. We are part and parcel of the Lord. We are supposed to be like him in parts and parcel. We he is our father. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So our soul's nature is only not like that. So being someone which you're not is a very big thing. You get suffocated every day, right? If you become someone which you're not originally made as, then of course you get suffocated. And I felt suffocated, which made me realize that this is not where I'm supposed to be. And I tried my level best being in the industry. I used to talk about Krishna, about how I like serving him, how I am. But that couldn't be like full-fledged, So I tried my level best, I thought, but it didn't work, and I decided not to. I was not going to work after my first show, but second show happened. Maybe it was some desire left of my previous birth, which got fulfilled, and that is it. So, yeah, that a person I thought not being someone which I'm not, that's very difficult, and that's why I chose to leave. And yeah, that was the happiest decision of my life, the best one. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Come on, any more questions? Yes? Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
As you said, our Lord gives us the intelligence to choose right. And what if you know you have chosen something wrong and it starts building up the regret now? Do you think it is the Lord's doing that you choose that, and how do you take that now?
No, of course, it's not the Lord's doing. Lord has given us the free will to choose. Okay? He has given us the free will to choose, and it's our choices that we are in a certain body, in a certain caste, in certain creed, or whatever it is, our previous life's choices that we are here, and in some specific field or a specific body or a specific look. And we sometimes just blame it on the Lord. You know, why? If Lord is there, why we are facing so many troubles? He never, which mother likes his or her child to suffer? He doesn't want us to suffer. It is our karmas that we are facing these problems. We are going through it. He can just guide us. He guides us every time. It's just because of our Chetana, because of our mind, because of our polluted souls, we don't understand that signs, and take wrong decisions. It's completely wrong to blame God on our decisions which we have made. It's just our choices we have made, and our karmas. The choices make our karmas. We choose something, and that creates a karma. And then that's how you live life, and that's how you're giving birth. You've given a certain body. And out of so many bodies, we are in this human body. After so many species, we are getting this opportunity to get a human body, and we are sitting here in front of Prabhupada, in front of the deities. It's such a blessing you all don't understand. It's the biggest blessing we can ever get. So not forgetting this and using the time correctly is our responsibility, and that's how God is telling us to use it correctly. So it's completely wrong blaming it on the Lord. He can just give us the intelligence. We can just, if someone is falling, we can just catch hold. But that's how mothers are, that's how parents are, right? They can just guide us, but eventually it's our choice. What we become, it's our choice. So Lord just gives us the intelligence to choose wisely, but free will is always there. That's why we are here in this material planet. We left the spiritual world and came here because our free will was always there, and we chose to come here. I don't know what bad time was it, but that time, why did we choose? But yeah, we came here because of our free will, and it's completely wrong to blame it on the Lord.
And when we know we did that wrong thing and that regret is now building up, so how do you get through that? Okay, how to make it right now?
It depends. We can just ask for forgiveness that I've chosen something wrong, and Lord is very merciful, and He will just forgive, and we can just start again, start fresh, and make sure that we don't repeat the same mistake. Then that is foolishness, because if you've learned from that wrong mistake, something wrong we've done, then we should learn from it and not create it again. That's what we can do. And just ask for forgiveness, chant your rounds so that you all can understand when He gives you all the signal. You all can understand what is right and wrong, and do your karmas nicely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hello. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
One last question, I guess. Last time, as you said, कि ये जर्नी जब कोई कंटिन्यू करता है, being a girl, people of my age used to ask me कि अरे ये क्या करती है तू, क्या माला जप रही है, going to temple, taking a darshan is okay, but why you do this kirtan? And as I used to put my status on WhatsApp, Instagram and all my social media platforms, so they used to ask me, "Arey, what is this?" Few people are there who are interested in this, but probably 90% of my friends are like, "Arey, yaar, this is not your age. We should party and all this extra." So how you used to manage to these types of peoples?
Yes, of course, I've had such comments from my own friends. They think that it's wrong to, all these things. अरे ये क्या अभी कर रही है? ये तो दादी अम्मा के टाइम का अभी क्यों कर रही है? Why are you chanting? My grandmother reads Gita. Why are you reading it now? Why are you chanting it now? I've had these comments, and which was so wrong. I heard it in a lecture. Someone said that when we offer something to the Lord, may it be fruit, may it be a garland, we offer it with fresh flowers, fresh fruits, right? We don't keep that for 10 days, 20 days, and then offer it when it's not good, correct? Old. That's how we should offer the Lord. We should offer us to the Lord when we are young, we are fresh. We should not waste time. You don't understand, it is so critical, this every second. We don't realize it, and I also don't realize it sometimes. It's so critical. Every second we should just give it to the Lord, because out of such a rare chance, you all don't understand. It's such a rare chance that we all are here together. Out of so many souls, out of so many births, we have gotten this human body, and now we are in this beautiful mission that Prabhupada has created. How can we think of even wasting that time? And we will get old and we start that time where body parts are not working properly, we can't serve properly, we can't chant properly, our memory is not good, our this is not good, that is not good, we can't do it properly. I feel a human child, a human body should start even before her or he is born. From the mother's womb only you can give so much of sanskaras. You can be a biggest, Krishna will give you so many blessings if every Mataji does that. Thinking about a child, keeping that consciousness in your mind that what we are giving it to our child. What we eat, what we think during that 9 months of pregnancy is also very important. What we give that to the child, and what sanskaras we give is very, very important. And I think your journey, your spiritual journeys start before you're born also. So we should not waste any second and utilize the time very nicely, because it's a very rare and a special opportunity that we've gotten this human body after so many births. And we have got this specific spiritual, Guru Shishya Parampara. We are here in Prabhupada's mission. And it's such a big blessing that we are all here. Every soul out here is so blessed, I can tell you. Just focus on that, and even Maya will come, this will come, that will come. Just stick to the Lord, be chaste to the Lord, and Lord will give you the intelligence. He'll only start cutting off things in your life which are not required for your spiritual journeys, which are not needed, and it'll all go, and you can just focus. We can just tell him, pray to him that, Lord, I'm trying my best I can every single day, and I just want you. My goal of life is decided in this human birth. I want to get back to Godhead, my true home. And just pray to him, and he will do the rest. Just trust in him. So thank you. And this is the last question for today. And thank you for being such a wonderful, beautiful audience. And I hope you all start your spiritual journeys very, very soon. And we will get I hope we preserve our true jewels in that beautiful jewelry box, which is our, heart and souls. And pass it on to the next generation. These true jewels, we pass it on to the next generations and give this beautiful gift of serving the Lord, serving our gurus, serving Vaishnavas. And thank you so much for today. It was lovely having this class with you all. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.